Hello everyone, this is Yael, and I've missed you. I've missed all of you. Thank you for all your emails, your messages asking if I was okay, what happened. Well, what happened was that I had to take a step back because I was doing integration of energies from the 1212 gateway, and in the process of upgrading, I was hit with the ascension flu. But plus, of course, Christmas and really very stressful time here in my country. Um, Everybody's celebrating, and there's parties everywhere that you have to show up to and celebrate the holidays with this group of friends, that group of friends. It's very happy, but it's very stressful and hectic because on top of that, there's also work. That hasn't gone away. And there's also Christmas shopping. It's a week away. Anyway, so I know I missed the readings last week, and even for the 1212 Gateway reading. So I asked Spirit to help me integrate what twin flames will, how the 1212 Gateway will affect twin flames, and together with the December 21st Wonder Solstice Gateway. Okay? And this is what they gave me. That's why I think this is 12, 12 cards here. So the first row will be how the December 12 Gateway affected, is still affecting, or will affect twin flames. And the bottom row is how the December 21st Gateway, the Solstice Gateway, will affect twin flames. And this is the integrated energies of the two gateways. Okay? Let's start with a 1212, December 12 Gateway. I don't know if you've participated in healing calls, group transmissions during that date. I did, but before I tell you about that, let's see what the cards have for us. First card is the Ace of Wands. Okay, let me open everything first and then I will explain. Then we have the Two of Wands. And then we have the Nine of Coins. And we have the Moon. Okay, very nice cards. Okay, first we have the Ace of Wands. This is for the December 12th Gateway, okay? And here, look at this. This wand has been, it's like been spewed from the mouth of a volcano with dragons. And look at all these gifts, because, and wands usually indicate a beginning. And the 1212 Gateway was really meant to activate our pineal gland so that it could release its multidimensional codes. And you can see there, because when you release its multidimensional codes, okay, you can have full access to all your clair abilities, clear cognizance, clear sentience, clear auditory, all the clairs, okay? And you can see all the gifts here in this wand. And you can see it's beautiful. It's being activated. It's like this is the pineal gland, which, because the pineal gland, since the time that we have been separated from our twins in Atlantis, that's been calcified. That's why I said in one of my videos that it was necessary for a master circle of twins to reactivate the paradise codes that are stored in the pineal gland. Okay? And so that's been anchored, and right now, because the 1212 gateway was to sort of coax it to release the multidimensional codes. And here, not only that, it also enlightens, not really enlightens, but more of activates our full creative potential. It's like a miracle activator for all these new beginnings. You all know that 2016 is a 9-year, right? It's a 9-year, so it's completion. And that's why all the twin flames are being prepped, so to speak. They're being prepped at this time so that when 2017 comes in, which is the beginning of the new year, you have the power to create the reality you want, the timeline that your most ideal timeline, so to speak. And that's why this is a 1. Okay? Next, we have the Two of Wands. And in my personal readings, when this comes up, this is really a twin flame card for me. You can see there 2 wands, 2 boxes, each have keyholes, and there is only 1 key. Okay? So, as regards the 1212 gateway, this is again confirmatory of the intertwining of both twins. Okay? When you intertwine, you merge your energy fields until you become one. And the 1212 gateway was activating our 12th strand DNA. Okay? And to be able to do that, that will only happen with your genuine twin flame. That's why in the days leading up, and even, these days, because time is not really set in stone, when we say, let's say the 1212 gateway, a lot of us have been experiencing the energetic effects of that 3 days prior, 3 days after, or even up to now, a week after. Still some residual effects from that intense energy that came down. And part of that was really knowing who your twin flame is and having all the other false ones fall away. And that was necessary because when we're preparing the earth for this new grid, right? We're helping activate this grid, and we're anchoring these energies, the 1212 energy, into the planet. We need to intertwine with our twin to activate that 12-strand DNA. So each of us has 12 strands, our twin has 12 strands, and that actually becomes a 24-strand DNA when you intertwine. So again, that's something that happened during 1212. Okay? Next card we have is the 9 of Coins. And the 9 of Coins, here, we see a woman in a garden with her bird. She's ornately dressed. And you can see this canopy of pentacles, these coins, filled with white roses. Okay? And this is because the 1212 gateway was also a gateway to manifest our abundance. It's if you're in full possession of your gifts and you already have the miracle activator part of you turned on, what else is stopping you? That is why it's very important to, if you can't join a group during these gateways, to participate in it. Okay? Go out in nature, absorb the energies, and connect. Because this twin flame journey, we have a job to do as a collective. Not only, it's not limited to getting to union with our own twins, but that's why we were given dispensation, that's what they're telling me, to incarnate at the same time. It's because we had such an important job to do, to help Gaia at this point in her development, to birth the new earth. And that's why these gateways are of extreme importance. So it's not just in your personal relationship. You have to look beyond that, the bigger picture. And during this (1212) transmission, okay, wait, hold on, wait, let me finish this first, but they're reminding me to tell you something. Okay, here next we have the moon. And again, the moon is also representative of what I said earlier, that you have a clear connection to divine guidance. How do you do that? By fully activating your clairsentient gifts. Because that's how we commune with spirit, through our third eye. We talk to spirit, we receive messages from spirit through our intuition. If you're claircognizant, like I am, sometimes I don't know why I say things, but they turn out to be true, or how I know things, but they just are that way. So these things will get heightened. And that's why you see this naked woman fully basking in the light of the moon. And the moon is very intuitive. It's very gentle. It's more of a female energy. So you can see here the first card we have for 1212 is fire and the moon for the last card. And they were telling me earlier, okay, yeah, I remember now, because right now, this message was channeled by a girl from one of the groups that I belong to and in which I participated in the December 12 Gateway activation. She channeled a message from the Divine Masculine, and this gateway was also to assist them because the energies are coming to them really, really fast. Okay, and they need help integrating that, all this new knowledge, all this, it's not even knowledge, it's divine guidance, all these promptings of spirit, all these changes, getting in touch with their own soul, their authentic selves. They need to integrate that within themselves, and they're sort of, the masculines right now are in a state of some of them at least, are in a state of shock that, what is this? I don't understand. How come they don't resonate with their karmic partners anymore? How come all of a sudden things are making sense as regards this other person in their lives that they've tried so hard not to think about, tried so hard to deny and not acknowledge? But the puzzle pieces are all falling into place. Okay? And so the divine masculine is asking for our assistance, the divine feminine collective. And as this other twin channeled, she said what would help them right now. She saw a vision of the divine masculine wearing white, asking for assistance, and the best energy to help them right now is that in your meditations, call on Archangel Metatron, okay, to infuse our divine masculines with the orange ray to help them integrate and facilitate the easier acceptance of their divine nature and what they have to do. Okay, Archangel Metatron is often called the archangel that is closest to God, okay? Because he carries the spark of the sun. That's where the orange ray comes from. And the orange ray also, Archangel Metatron facilitates the manifestation, from the divine to the physical, to the 3D. That's why it's related to your sacral chakra, where you create, where you, closely tied to the roots, the next chakra where you manifest. But orange is the color of your sacral chakra, and that's where you create and you manifest. So don't forget in your meditations, if you'd like to contribute to assisting the divine masculine in their awakening, call on Archangel Metatron and visualize the divine masculine in a circle, all being infused by the orange ray. Okay? Oh, I forgot. At the bottom of the deck for the 2 gateways, this is what I got. Here we have the Judgment card. So see, both these gateways are very important. It's like the last step before we emerge fully birthed and renewed and rejuvenated, ready to help create the new earth. Okay, so again, those were the effects of the December 12th gateway. Let's move on to the Solstice gateway, which hasn't happened yet. And for the Solstice gateway, we have the Page of Swords. Okay? And the Page of Swords is a very young energy because it's a page. Here he carries 2 swords, 1 silver, 1 gold. And what is that telling me? This is saying, again, from the old to the new, very new energy, but it carries with it the gold and silver. Now, what are the gold and silver energies? Before, when I was anchoring rays, sometimes rays would just be sent to me to anchor, and I wouldn't be familiar with them, so I'd have to look them up, okay? And I anchored the silver platinum ray first. And when the silver platinum ray is the ray of the divine feminine, the Divine Mother, okay? And now after that, shortly after that, but it was quite a while that I had to anchor that, then it became the golden platinum ray. And the gold ray is the Christ energy, the Christus energy. And it says here that the December 21st, the solstice gateway, we will have embodied both these energies, okay? That for the longest time, yes, we have been embodying and putting the energies of the Divine Feminine firmly into the grid, into the core of the earth, okay? For twins that are anchoring these energies into certain grid points, we've been anchoring that. But the 1221st gateway, the December 21st gateway, this is the time for the Christos energy to emerge, this gold, okay? And we will be carrying it both into the new year. Next, we have the Six of Coins. And, you know, the Six of Coins, this gateway will also embody the diamond codes and twin flames. And what are these diamond codes, okay? These are aligned with, again, the Christos frequencies. And which, when fully embodied, that's why you see this hand, she's very generous, okay? Very generous to others, giving, because once you fully embody the energies of this gateway, it will manifest as health, abundance, success. And you can see, this is the scale, but so, and it's balanced because the pendulum is not swinging. Because it is health, success, abundance for everyone. Okay? And next, how beautiful. Next card we have is the Sun. And of course, the Sun for me is like the ultimate card in the deck. Representative of everything I just said over here. Health, abundance, success, wealth, love, happiness. Because embodying these frequencies in balance, can you see that? The scales there, they're highlighted by the Sun and flanked by a woman and a man. And you can see they're in balance. From the intertwinement of the December 12, we move into this generating. Can you see this? There. From December 12th, we have intertwinement. And you see that faint glow around that key. But for this solstice gateway, you're coming into your full power. You can see the Sun glowing, much more radiant than that key, illuminating the balance between the divine feminine and the divine masculines. And again, because the Sun is the center of the universe and it holds the planets in its orbit, you attract. You now have the diamond frequency, the diamond codes, the Christ frequency, okay, to attract what you want in your life. See? Keep it in its proper place. You can see all the planets. So everything will be as it is to revolve in that universe within you and that universe outside of you. Okay? And you know, the thing with the Sun is, you know how you cannot stare at the sun too long because it'll burn your eyes. So a lesser energy cannot be in the presence of a stronger, really, really stronger energy because it will get eaten away. So Spirit is telling me to remind you that is why also old paradigms, old frequency, old programs, they're going to fall away because they don't, they cannot exist in the new you that you are birthing, that you are creating. It cannot exist. You can thrive in the old energies, but you won't get to the state. You can keep hanging on to the 3D veils of illusion because, you know, free will, but you will not get here. So, anyway, that's just what they told me. And next we have the King of Wands. And this, you see the king, he has a 7 there, which is a God number. Once you fully embody this Christ energy, coupled with the diamond codes, then you can be a master manifester. See, this is the king of fire. Fire is beginning, it's passion, it's birth, you know. And here we have 2 bull horns. Two bull horns surrounding the king and the fire of his creation. So it's saying, if you haven't been visualizing, embodying, thinking what you want to create, then you better start doing so, especially if you've been doing all this work. Look at all these gateways. 1212 brings us all these gifts, okay? And the 1221 gateway gives us this, that you can create. You can see those, it's full of spheres. So there. Anyway, this middle cards are the integrated energies of both gateways. So the first one we have is this. So here's a girl. Actually, this card symbolizes time. You can see the hourglass, but it's in the 8 figure and the sands of time are running down. It reminds us that time is very precious. But in the context of this reading, you can see that the grains of sand have escaped the hourglass, and it's telling us that timelines are merging. I don't know if you've noticed it, but some of you will have skipped certain timelines, okay? Will have jumped certain timelines, or merged timelines. You know, if you're still living in, because here it's integrating the multidimensional codes, right? The 1212. And when you're living separately in different dimensions, you have separate timelines depending on how you've lived your life there. Existing in various timelines at different points in time. But here we have a merging of timelines. The sands of time are no longer confined. That's what this card is saying. Another thing this card is saying is you can see that the hourglass is shaped in first the infinity symbol, which is also golden, and it's representative of how the DNA is depicted. Because these two gateways will have upgraded our DNA, will have encoded it with that the abundance that is our birthright. That's why you can see this woman. She's covered in gold. In her third eye, she also has this gold sort of headband, tiara, with that, I don't know, that looks like a cabochon. Okay? It looks like some jewelry from Bulgari. Anyway, so we have this very, very abundant gold woman who has not shifted, but merged the timelines within that infinity and DNA symbol. So again, this is what these two gateways bring. And it's up to us to activate that within ourselves. And, so that it can manifest in 3D. Next we have, oh, these are beautiful cards. First you have abundance. Next you have, here, this is a 4-leaf clover. And that's happiness, joy, luck. And this is saying that moving forward, you no longer have to live in pain. Why? Everything. Okay? If you were following instructions, the things that used to hurt you, they will fall by the wayside because they cannot exist in this new energy. You will get to understand why they were there, because they were also what brought you to this point. But they cannot coexist in this new energy. So there, happiness, joy, luck, beautiful. And here, when you say, sometimes we peg synchronicity as luck, especially if one is not so cognizant of angel meanings of numbers, how things really fall into place, and their connection if one's really not introspective. But I doubt that anyone who's watching my video right now would not recognize a synchronicity when they see them. Because you're at this level. That's why you're listening to this video. You're at that level already in your journey that you know signs. You can tell it's a sign when it's being given to you. And there will be more of it. Sort of like a divine pat on the back. Moment by moment, telling you, hey, you're going in the right direction. Keep going. And next, we have here a picture of this woman dressed in red, nurturing this white dove. Okay? And really, this is a card of healing, of caring. And what it's telling me is that in the midst of the gifts of all these codes, all these activations, wherein you will be able to manifest what is most important to you, what will nourish you, what will maintain you, what will support you. you take care of this, the divine energy, which is responsible for all of this. Remember to give gratitude. You know, when I said earlier that we recognize signs, there's a difference between getting a blessing and feeling entitled to that blessing, and getting a blessing but still be filled with gratitude for that blessing. And this is saying take care of it. See, look at this young bird with just emanating, this dove emanating with the Christ energy, with that golden aura. Take care of it while manifesting. Don't get fully caught up in all that's just, because some people, I hope this is not you, but there's some people who do things as a means to an end, okay? And as soon as the end is achieved, the means fall away. But remember that what we're doing here is not just a way, a path, it's who we are. We are connected to the divine. And here, in its manifestation in our lives, when the divine manifests all his promises, his or her promises to us in real life, we must remember to nurture it. Take care of it. If you still need additional healing, then this is the time to do it. Get on it. Stat. Because this is what is on offer. You want this, you have to be prepared to get this. Look at these beautiful cards. Abundance, sun, happiness, joy, luck, synchronicity. Okay. And the last card we have is birds. Okay? You see a flock of birds surrounding their bird feeder, which is infused by light from above. And usually this card is of communication and couplehood. Okay? It's not so obvious in the beginning, but it is. It indicates couples and communication. And this is saying that with two energies, this is good news for both, for the divine feminine, divine masculine, because there will be more communication and more getting together that will facilitate the getting together of being in physical union in 3D. Okay? And that is if one integrates and reactivates. So those energies in the 1212 and the 1221, the winter solstice gateway. And these cards, see at the bottom of the deck, this is what I got, which indicates a long-term relationship. And that's just beautiful. So look at this. Remember I showed you earlier, this was at the bottom of the deck. Look at what was beneath it. The swords. 8 of Swords. Feeling trapped, unable to move, paralyzed, all the swords pointing at her, also caught in the web. And that's just saying that that's what we will rise from. See, that's being covered by this. We're coming into a new time, a new age, a very exciting and powerful time when you can harness the best that you can be. So all these tools, these are being given, these are gifts, these energies, these gateways. And all we have to do is to receive them. That's why I'm reminding you to take part in group activations, group healings. Because we will also need to do this for those who are unawakened, for the rest of the world. It's like, I don't know if you've heard of the Maharishi effect. The Maharishi effect, it's a scientific study really, that it only takes 7,000, see the 7? 7,000 souls to be, to affect a change in thinking, a paradigm shift in over 4 billion people in the planet. So just imagine when the 7,000 of those are twins, and you know our energy is amplified. Just imagine the Maharishi effect times infinity. You get what I'm saying? That is why we can influence the planet at this time. And we shouldn't take that for granted, and we should actually do what we can to help. Remember, 7,000 to affect 4 billion people. It's called the Maharishi effect. So, if you've missed out the 1212, there's still time, okay? There are activations out there. Go get in touch so that you can join the energy pool of those who have anchored the 1212 into the grid of Gaia. And then we have the December Solstice Gateway. And look at what it's promising us. It's very, I have no words. You have abundance, you have happiness, health, luck, and you have this. You'll have enough that you can give those who need. And here, while young, you're armed with the Christ and the Yeshua and the Mary frequencies. All towards manifestation of what? Here. See this? Couplehood, long-term relationship. Again, oh here, intertwinement. And the full use of your clairsentient gifts, of all the clairs. To help manifest this. But I think this one trumps this. When it comes to abundance, see, here we have this for 1212, but if you go through both gateways, you help activation, you get this. You have the gold version. Okay, so that's what I have for you. I've missed all of you guys. And yes, the busy week, I've had personal tests, you know, because we're all in our individual cycles of completion, and there were several things for me that came to a, you know, I tied up loose ends and all that, so I had to go through that as well. But it turned out quite well. I think it was because I did the 1212 activation. Okay, so anyway, if you'd like for personal readings, I am available once more. So just get in touch if you'd like personal readings. A lot of people have found personal readings helpful, aside from these readings on YouTube, because they are general. But for your personal situation, yes, do get in touch. My website is at the end of the video, and it's also in the description. Get in touch for personal readings. And I still have my Christmas special on. So if you'd like to buy a gift certificate, if you haven't found gifts for your friends, loved ones, for yourself, then go get a gift certificate wherein you get an insight reading or a 4 or 5 minute Reiki session to help. Anyway, you'll hear from me again, and thanks. I've missed all of you. Thank you for everything. I love you, and please do the best that you can to access and harness all these wonderful gifts that we're being given this December in preparation for our new life next year. Okay? Okay, that's it. Bye.